180, center!
I guess, Lance, to start off, just how would you evaluate the performance you guys had tonight?
Yeah, I thought it was a good performance. I think there's, for me, I was, unfortunately, there's part of that second half that gets a little momentum gets away from me, and we turned it over. But I think when I'll watch it tomorrow, I'll appreciate the effort and getting the turnovers and do that. First half was mine as good a football as we've played since we've been here. Honestly, I think we played penalty free. We were executing. I mean, we're it used to be like 40 seconds left. We got a lead. They're kicking off. Let's run the ball or take a knee. Let's go in. We're getting it the second half, and so let's run one and see what happens. And if we get a first down, let's get aggressive. And then you get a chance. Just some things there were really impressive. I thought Jalen didn't show any rust, and so it was a good day.
Some of you guys talked a lot about in the offseason, even leading into this game, was just increased physicality, wanting to improve that. How do you feel like you did that?
At first glimpse, I think we're an extremely physical football team tonight. Now, again, the film will tell us for sure, but I thought so. I thought I haven't looked. I hear I've been carrying this around, and I haven't even looked. 542 yards, and they had, 3-something. So, again, I thought we played. I think we had a couple tough targeting calls, but we're playing aggressive, and we're playing in a fashion that we're going to need, throughout this year.
And for you guys, just as a program, how big of a win does this feel like?
Well, it's a big win, but it's a non-conference win. We got to make sure of that. But I think from where this program has been for over a decade, I think wins like this, and this was the opportunity when Travis and I talked about the opportunity to move this game. That was something like, hey, our guys deserve an opportunity to go play when there's not a lot of. I think there was probably a lot of eyeballs on this football team tonight, and I'm very proud of the way they played. But I don't want to make it anything more than that, because we got a lot of football to play yet and a lot of work to do.
Lance, you alluded to Jalen not showing any rust. I wonder that the pass on that last drive of the half, if you think many people can do that, and how that play struck you, as well as the one out of the end zone when he ran out.
Yeah.
What does that do for a team?
He avoided a guy that's going to make a lot of money someday in the NFL too. And I think his, early. I think there's a couple times he kind of got off balance, and I'd probably a little bit I don't know. I'm sure he's coming in here soon. He's going to tell you. I would imagine he's going to tell you he's pretty tired, because I think conditioning was, that's as much as he's done in a very long time. But yeah, those throws were amazing. I think he played with extreme confidence. Even some of the incompletions in the first half weren't off the mark very much. I think he had a drop. I think Quentin kind of had one in the numbers. I don't know if it got just somebody tipped it or whatever, but he was on, and that's impressive, and you can see why it was, what everybody thinks of him as well as us, and at the same time there's Jason, that's prepared extremely well, and it was one thing I told Jason after the game, I was hoping we could have punched another touchdown or so in, because it'd have been easier to get him in the fourth and do those things.
Lance, do you think you'll ask for either of those targeting calls to get reviewed at all?
Yeah, I don't know. Once they review them, I don't know the procedures. As a Big Ten crew, I don't know how we go through it with our people. So there's a few of those I'd like to kind of see where it goes. I don't know. I don't even know at this moment what my options are, because does it go to somewhere else or does it go within the conference? I don't know. So, because the one on Austin, I don't know. If his head's down a little bit, but it's still in the mid. I've never seen a targeting call like that. I can count on one hand in 17 years, or ever since this rule went in, on one hand how many players on teams that I've coached have had a targeting call. And to get two in one game, and Kobe's, from at least what we could see there, didn't seem like he launched, used his shoulder. The player was putting his head down. I don't know. That's a tough one. But so. What was it?
On Jalen again, what were your expectations for him tonight? First game and all.
I don't know. I don't know if that's. I don't know how to answer that one, to be honest. Like our expectations statistically, I expect him to. I could tell today in the hotel we were doing some walkthrough stuff that he felt really good. He was really anxious to play. He felt really in command of calls, and just as we go through things, I felt he was ready. I didn't see any apprehension that he was worried about anything, and that was exciting to see. But I don't know. I don't know if I have that on any player. I expect this guy to have these type of days. But you know, I thought all in all, you know, there's some there, you know, maybe late or some things. I thought our offensive line played really well, considering, like I said, there's 2-3 guys or so are going to be NFL players in that defensive line. So.
And I wanted to ask you too. Did you know who was getting that first snap? I mean, that's a play we don't see. First play of the game.
What do you mean? With
you guys have Bean and Jalen
yeah.
back
Did
there.
I know that was happening?
Did you know who was going to get the snap?
Well, I knew it was going to get the snap.
Okay.
It was who was going to get the ball after that.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
'Cause
yeah.
we didn't.
I thought you guys would be mad at me, but I was going to announce, like, right before we left that Jason was starting the game.
Right.
I just wasn't going to say a quarterback.
He did, right? Yeah.
So, but then somebody would be mad, and then all this other stuff, and then we got, you know. But no, what it was that there was, you know, there was a chance Jason would have carried the ball. It was, you know, so. And again, as we know, for many ways, we'll continue to use both those guys the best we can.
One more for me on
Okay.
the eyeballs on this game and the significance of,
Yeah.
of the opponent and all that stuff. Did you feel from your guys a little elevated, like let's take care of business, let's make a, you know, you hate the word statement, but a
Yeah,
statement
no, we
night?
talked about it. We talked about the opportunity to play a Big Ten team at home on a night where there's only one other game going on, and that was a Big Ten team in an FCS school. So hopefully there was going to be a chance for, you know, there's a lot of teams sitting in hotels tonight getting ready to play tomorrow, and hopefully there's a lot of people that are watching this football team. Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about what we needed. We talked about the reason why this could be a bigger game than maybe when it was scheduled is because of the work of those guys and what they've done. They've earned that opportunity to have that chance. You know, last time we played a Friday night game in ESPN, it was against Coastal Carolina, and we got blown out. So, I mean, for us to have that is exciting, and again, I think more of these games are coming on these nights, so maybe we'll be. I think we had a great crowd, and hopefully we can continue to be somewhere that we have these type of opportunities, whatever time they want us to play.
Lance, I've noticed on the passing situations, you're moving Jeremy inside, you're getting some more athletic guys on the edge. When did that come about? It looks like you're getting more pressure.
Yeah, you know, we've looked at everything, a way to create more, you know, we could put JB on the outside a few times, or we've gone to some packages with Jeremy moving inside with 3 defensive ends. Again, you know, much like our offense, we want to be as multiple as we can defensively to match up with people, find opportunities, put pressure on the quarterback, and do different things. So, you know, hopefully we can expound on it a little bit more.
Lance, just, you know, 6 sacks against Illinois. You guys talked all week about how physical they are. Can you give me what you take away from a game like this and how far you guys?
Well, you know, after watching their first game, we thought there's maybe a couple opportunities and a couple matchups. But again, you know, part of that it goes together because I think we had good coverage in the back end that sometimes you could see them hanging on the ball a little bit longer. Now we're in man coverage, and the quarterback scramble, and everybody's got their backs to things, and that's the risk of it when quarterbacks are going to be willing to run, and so we give up that big one. But all in all, yeah, you know, and honestly, you should have a chance to get some of those when you get a lead like you have, and it forces them to be more one-dimensional. And hopefully our rotation up front and the fact that they're not rotating offensive linemen, hopefully wear down, and you can see us making plays when we need to. Yes, sir.
The defensive line performance tonight, is this the kind of performance you guys were talking about during all of camp, or is there still more for them to show?
I think there's more to show yet, but I was pleased with how they played. Again, to really grade it all and see, but I know they're playing hard. There's great effort. They're straining, and we're making some play. I think Keenan Caldwell had a sack in there. Is that right? I don't know. Somebody's got. Did he have one? Did he get credit? I thought he was in on one towards the end. Keenan's a guy that really has had a fine August for us. We redshirted him a year ago. He played a lot of football our first year, and he's kind of had to, battle back in the rotation, and I'm really proud of him, and I think that group, again, there's enough guys there around the, abilities that are going to be able to rotate and keep us fresh.
And then the ability of the defense to bounce back after the 2 targeting calls. I mean, what does that say about this team?
Again, you can kind of turn the page and you kind of, I'll be honest, there's times you kind of feel the momentum shifting away on you a little bit and find a way to make a play, and you keep talking about it, and there's a guy, Quentin Lassiter, who doesn't play very much, and all of a sudden he shows up and the ball's there, and the ball's bouncing around and makes a heck of a play for us just when we needed it, because that was about the time they're driving again, so.
Time for one more in the back.
Yep.
Yeah, Coach. So last week you guys ran the ball well. In today's game, you had 2 running backs go for 100+ yards and a touchdown each. So can you just touch on that? And that has to make you happy as a coach to have both running backs go for 100+ and a touchdown each. Is that part of the game plan, getting both of them mixed in like that?
Yeah, we want to play as many as we can, I think, of those guys. But, yeah, Daniel and Devin, we want to get them their touches. They complement each other really well. You can see Daniel's physicality when he's running, breaking some tackles. I'm doing a poor job here for you guys, but, looking at the balance here, we're pretty balanced. And for us to be effective, offensively, there's 2 things that can really going to help us, and that means balance between the run and the pass, and then distributing the ball to multiple people, whether it be in the pass game, like we've said before, playing a lot of tight ends, a lot of receivers, and, of course, the guys in the backfield. And we're lining up, Dylan McDuffie got some carries when we needed a fresh body there late. Torrey Loughlin lined up back there a few times. So, I think we have some nice weapons, and we got to continue to find ways to use them.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend.